Welcome, basketball fans, to Pollard Gymnasium for tonight's first game of the new year. The Speedway Lady Sparkplugs will be taking on the Edinburgh Lady Lancers. Speedway coming in with a record of 7-5, Edinburgh with a record of 3-13. I'm here, as always, tonight, welcoming Joe Smith, Coach Joe Smith, back to the booth up here, high above the floor. Coach, first of all, I hope you had a good Christmas. It's been a long break since our last game. Just a little bit about the game that was canceled.
So, Manuel, they don't have a ton of kids, but they called us. I can't even remember. It was probably 3 or 4 days before, and they had a sickness go through their team, and so we had to postpone that game. We're still in the process of trying to find a date to play. I know we play a lot of games in the month of January before the sectional starts, but trying to find a date. And they actually just played their first game since that postponement last night.
Okay.
So we're kind of in limbo right now.
Is that a sectional opponent or
yes.
possible?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Which adds a little bit more to it as well, as you know.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned there the fact that after tonight, we will, in the next 22 days, next 19 days, we'll have at least 7 games and perhaps 8 games before you go into the tournament. Talk a little bit about it. Is that a positive? Is it a negative? How do you handle something like that? It's a lot of basketball.
It is. I think if I was a kid, I'd love it because I don't have to practice. It's a good thing unless you get to the point where it's like, oh, man, I wish we had some time to work on this facet of the game, or maybe we didn't play well, against a zone or whatever that might be. That's when you want to practice.
Sure.
But the good thing is, at this time of year anyway, we're on the floor for a max of about 90 minutes, and that's from talking to them, stretching out, to the last thing that we're doing. We just aren't on the floor very long. That kind of keeps kids motivated, but it could be a good and a bad. Hopefully it'll be a good for us. So we're pretty well, got some experience. We got some girls that playing, I feel like they're fitting into their role really well. They've accepted their role really well. And I tell them all the time, we shouldn't. I mean, I don't want to say I don't want to coach them, but you don't have to coach seniors at this point of the season a whole lot. They're playing for their lives. We've got 5 seniors that we start. I've never been involved with a team that started 5 seniors, and they're playing because none of all the and I think there's some in that group that have the ability to go play at the next level, but they've decided not to do that. So this is truly going to be it for them. So and they have just been, in the last 2 practices we've had, our seniors have absolutely dominated our practices, and that's a good thing to see. So we're hoping that our juniors and our sophomores are starting to come along a little bit. So we're hoping to get them a lot of minutes for this season, but also to build towards next season as well.
Okay. Well, Edinburgh comes in, as I said, with a record of 3-13, starting 3 sophomores in the lineup, and they too have not played since December 21st. So they've had just about as long a break as you guys have had. This is our 8th or 9th game with Edinburgh in this series. They may have beaten us maybe your first year as a coach, and then we kind of ran the table. Edinburgh really, before class basketball, I might mention this later again, was really kind of in the same spot as we were, playing Ben Davis and Pike and Burbuff and so forth. Their sectional for years were the Johnson County schools, which was Center Grove, Greenwood, Whiteland, Franklin Community, and Indian Creek. And actually before class basketball, I think, if I looked this up correctly, they had only won 2 games in the history of their tournament. Wow. Talk to us a little bit, though, about a young team coming in here tonight, hungry for a victory.
Yeah, they've got more kids. You're going to see in the game they don't have a ton of kids on the bench, but they actually have more kids than they've had in the last couple years. They didn't have a JV team last year, I know, and he was an assistant. Dennis was an assistant there, and then Amy, the prior coach, left, and he became the head coach. And we talked a long time today when he got here. He's trying to change culture. He's trying to get kids, invested in the program. He's got a lot of kids. I shouldn't say a lot. He has a few kids tonight that didn't play in the last year and a half or 2 years. So they've come back out. He said, he goes, I'm very realistic. He said there's 1 or 2 games, maybe the rest of our season that we might win. He goes, we're looking for competitiveness. And obviously, like you said, they've got some sophomores I think they're trying to build around. 13 for them as their player. And I think they're really trying to run some stuff for her. They run a lot of sets. They don't run a lot of continuity offense, and a lot of the sets are for her. So it'll be a different type of game for our kids because, a lot of the teams we play a lot of continuity in their offense. They don't run a lot of sets, but this team will. So, but, we haven't played in a while either. So it's been 18 days since we played a game. But we gave them some time off over Christmas, a lot of time actually. We've practiced 5 times, counting yesterday, but practices have been, I would say they've probably been the 5 best practices we've had. So sometimes you give them time off and it rejuvenates them, it gets them healthy, and they come back, and we're playing pretty well right now, I think.
Good. Well, you mentioned the fact that they're offensively, they're going to run some sets, which is a little bit different than what a lot of the other teams play that's on your schedule. And sometimes that's good because you get to see different things and scout in different ways for teams that you're going to see in the sectional. Different styles of play always will benefit you.
Yeah, and one of the things we're focusing on is, they'll extend some defensive stuff. They'll do some 2-2-1. They'll do some full court man, but they're predominantly play half court. And I feel like that's something we have got to get better at, of executing in the half court, because it's no secret. You watch us play. We like to run up and down the floor. We like to advance the ball. We like to score in transition. We tell our girls our goal is to score 50% of our points or more in transition. But we've had some teams this year that have stopped that, and we've struggled because of that. And there's some pretty good teams in our sectional, and I think they're going to try and do that. So we spent a lot of time in segments in practice of saying, okay, Brown's going to get the ball 5 times in a row. We got to score X number of points in those 5 possessions. And our kids are starting to grasp that, so I'm hoping that we see some of that tonight. I almost would like them to stop our transition game so that we have a chance to work on that, because there's some big games coming up here in the next couple of weeks that are going to really test us, and we're going to be able to see, are we where we want to be before we go into the sectional. So It'll be interesting.
Okay. Well, hey, best of luck tonight, and we'll be back again, and I will mention this later. We'll be back again Saturday for the game against Crawfordsville.
Great, thank you.
So best of luck tonight. We're going to be back in a little bit with the lineups for tonight's game. Welcome back, basketball fans, to Pollard Gymnasium for tonight's game between our visitors, the Edinburgh Lancers, and the home team, Speedway Sparkplugs. Edinburgh comes into the game tonight with a record of 3-13, coached by Dennis Smith in his first season with the Lancers. Speedway coming in with a record of 7-5, coached by Joe Smith in his 7th season. The two teams have one common opponent this year, played way back in early November. Edinburgh lost to Ritter by a score of 37-34, and Speedway defeated Ritter on November 10th. Edinburgh, member of the Mid-Hoosier Conference. Teams: North Decatur, South Decatur, Waldron, Morristown, Hauser, Edinburgh, Southwestern Shelby. They have 2 sectional titles in their history in 2011 and 2016. Lineups for tonight's game. First, for the Edinburgh Lancers, they will start a 3-guard lineup. Number 4, a 5'4" senior averaging 5.8 points a game, Kaya Strevel. At a second guard, a 5'5" sophomore, number 12, Bella Turner. And a third guard, a 5'3" sophomore leading scorer, averaging 8 points a game, number 13, Keena Strevel. Inside players for the Lancers: 5'7" sophomore, number 20, Lily Goff, and a 6'1" junior, number 33, Maya Dotson, averaging 4.2 rebounds a game. For the Sparkplugs, their normal 2-guard lineup: Chloe Ellett, 5'8" senior, number 10, Reagan Hendry, a 5'8" senior, number 5. Inside players: a 6' senior, number 32, Alex Delisle, averaging 12.3 points a game. Danielle Gavez, also a senior, 5'9", averaging 11.8 points a game. Danielle's number 11 on your scorecard. And rounding out the Sparkplug lineup for tonight, 5'11" senior, number 33, Audra Burrell. Sparkplugs starting 5 seniors in the lineup tonight. Edinburgh Lancers coming in with a much younger lineup, starting 3 sophomores, a junior, and a senior.
Restrooms are located on the second level of the gymnasium, in the hallway behind the American flag, and on the lower level.
Edinburgh Lancers on the season averaging 32 points a game, giving up 51. Sparkplugs averaging 48.7 points a game, giving up 41 points a game. As Coach Smith said before the game, it's the first time the Sparkplugs have played since Southport, which was on December 16th. And Edinburgh likewise has not had a game since December 21st. Edinburgh's 3 victories this year have been against Crothersville, Hauser, and Hagerstown.
Thank you for being a good sport. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, can you please rise and face the flag as we honor our country with the playing of our national anthem. I also would like to thank the following sponsors for their continued support of Speedway Athletics: Jeff Bradley and Bradley Financial, Deacon Benjamin Insurance, Stephanie Buster, the Speedway Boys Lodge 500, Flying Squirrel Axe Rowing Club, Apricot Orthodontics, United States Automobile Club Racing, and Judy John. Follow all of Speedway Athletics Inc. by visiting our website, speedwayathletics.com. Stay up to the minute with the athletic department on Twitter at Sparkplug Sports, and the official page for Ladies Sparkplug Basketball at Ladies Sparkplug. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for tonight's contest. First for the Lancers from Edinburgh High School, at guard, a 5'4" senior, number 4, Kaya Striebel. At guard, a 5'5" sophomore, number 12, Bella Turner. At guard, a 5'3" sophomore, number 13, Kenna Striebel. Forward, 5'7" sophomore, number 20, Lily Goff. At forward, 6'1" junior, number 33, Maya Dodson. Coach of the Lancers, Dennis Smith, assisted by Deb Jones, Tori Matthews, and Alyssa Funkhauser. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your Speedway Ladies Sparkplug. At guard, a 5'8" senior, number 5, Reagan Henry. At guard, a 5'8" senior, number 10, Chloe Ellis. Forward, 5'9" senior, number 11, Daniela Galvez. Forward, 6' senior, number 32, Alex Delisle. At center, 5'11" senior, number 33, Audrey Burrell. Head coach of the Ladies Sparkplug, Joey Smith, assisted by Kyle Brown, Emma Cooper, Jennifer Jennings, and Carly Smith. Officials for this evening's ballgame, Scott Wilson, Scott Wagner, and Linda DeVoe. It's time for Speedway Lady Basketball.
Once again, the Edinburgh Lancers will be starting a senior, junior, and 3 sophomores. Speedway with their normal 5 senior lineup. Coach Smith likes to play a lot of different players, so you'll see a lot of substitutions early in the game. Tip is won quickly by Edinburgh. 3-pointer falls short. Rebound Lancers out of bounds. Will remain with the Lancers. Sparkplug's very aggressive on the first defense. Traveling against the Plugs. Coach Smith will utilize several different defenses tonight. Right now, looks like a 2-3 out of bounds. Basket by number 4, Kaya Striebel. 3-pointer. Couple of misses by the Sparkplugs. Ball rolls out of bounds, will remain on this end. Ball was off Keena Striebel. Edinburgh in a 1-2-2 zone defense to start the game. Pass soars over the head of Galvez, will be turned over. Sparkplugs employing a man-to-man defense. Ball goes out of bounds. Will be turned over to the Sparkplugs. Reagan Henry inbounding. Galvez from the corner. Sparkplugs getting some good looks, but so far coming up empty. That shot by Maya Dotson, no good. Quickly, Sparkplugs down the floor. Inside to Galvez. She is fouled. Fouled on the shot. Foul was on Lancers number 20, Lily Goff. Danielle Galvez will go to the line to shoot 2. First one, good. Galvez shooting 67% from the line for the season. Second one is off. Scramble for the ball. Jump ball. Possession arrow points to the Sparkplugs. Shot by Delisle, miss. Rebound comes off to the Plugs. Galvez blocked by Maya Dotson. Lancers on the attack. Sparkplugs once again in man-to-man defense. Bella Turner on top. Ball's tapped out of bounds by number 5, Hendry. Stolen by the Sparkplugs. Quickly down floor. Number 32, Alex Delisle, ties the score at 3-3. Ball knocked out of bounds by Galvez. Coach Dennis Smith calling it out of bounds play from the side. Lob attempted for Turner, almost picked off. Ball stolen by Hendry on a fast break, nice pass. Chloe Ellett blocked and off of Chloe Ellett. Ball will be turned over to the Lancers. Edinburgh calling a 30-second timeout, their first of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can support the Speedway Athletics Department by attending the Athletic Booster Bash on February 24th from 7 to 11 p.m. at St. Christopher's Church.
5:14 remaining in the first quarter of play. Sparkplugs and the Lancers tied 3-3. Kaya Strevel with a three-pointer to open scoring tonight. Sparkplugs answered Alex Delisle with a pair. Danielle Galvez 1 for 2 from the line. Speedway showing a little 2-1-2 3/4 court press. Ten seconds called against the Lancers. Ball will be turned over. Sparkplugs will take over. Once again, Lancers in a 1-2-2 zone defense. Sparkplugs have had a little trouble navigating. Henry inside. Ball's reversed quickly to the other side. Nice movement. And a good jump shot by Audrey Burrell, her first basket of the game. Makes the score 5-3 Speedway. Maya Dotson on the miss, brought down by the Plugs. Galvez dribbling down, pass to the corner. Henry underneath. Missed shot, rebounded by the Lancers. But a steal by Danielle Galvez. Layup is good. Another steal by the Sparkplugs. Galvez on a steal after her miss. Audra Burrell jump shot from the free throw line, no good. Sparkplugs applying a lot more pressure. Third turnover in a row. Down to Galvez on a layup, good. Danielle's 5th point of the quarter. Makes the score 9-3 Speedway. Number 33, Mai Dotson on the miss. Plugs pushing. Galvez three-pointer. Rebound off to Dotson. Coach Smith said before the game, Sparkplugs ideally would like to get 50% of their points on fast breaks. We got a foul on Speedway. Foul was on number 11, Danielle Galvez. Into the game for the Sparkplugs. Number 14, Genesis Austin. Also number 23, Macy Delisle. Ball almost stolen by the Sparkplugs off of Austin. Plugs fell behind today 3-0, but since then have scored 9 unanswered points. We have 2:35 remaining in the first quarter. Nice hustle by Genesis Austin off of her. And I believe that was a double dribble. By my count, that's 4 turnovers in a row for the Lancers. Once again, starting 3 sophomores in their starting lineup tonight. Delisle on a deep 3, no good. Rebound come over off to Alex Delisle. Once again, Macy Delisle on the miss. Rebound by number 3, Alex Strevel into the game now for the Lancers. Quick pass down the floor, jump shot by Macy Delisle, no good. Rebound, Alex Delisle, no good. And a jump ball is called. Possession arrow will go to Edinburgh.
Checking in for the Lancers, number 20, Lily Goff.
Lily Goff back into the lineup for the Lancers. Once again, a little bit of a half-court pressure. Three-pointer, no good for the Lancers, but the rebound comes off. Basket by number 20, Lily Goff, her first basket of the night. Ball quickly down the floor. Genesis Austin on the miss. Kenna Strevel on the basket. Her first of the night. Macy Delisle on the miss. Genesis Austin comes off of the rebound and 2. Genesis' first basket of the night. 45 seconds to go to the first quarter. Ball stolen by Austin on the drive. We're going to have another jump ball. Possession arrow will point to the Sparkplugs. Back into the game, Reagan Hendry. Also Audra Burrell back into the game. Shot is missed by number 31, Miley Walton. .24 seconds remaining in the quarter. Ball is bounced off Bella Turner's foot. Possession will go to Speedway with 21 seconds to go. Delisle, Casey Delisle. Three-pointer. We have a foul against the Sparkplugs. That's the team's second. Foul was on Reagan Hendry. Her first. 4.6 seconds remaining. Ball is blocked by Genesis Austin. She shoots a long three-pointer at the buzzer, but it's no good. And at the end of the first quarter of play, Speedway leads Edinburgh 14-7. Scoring for the first quarter of play for the Sparkplugs, Danielle Gavez leads the scoring 5 points. Macy Delisle on that late three-pointer has 3. And 2 points each for Alex Delisle, Audra Burrell, Genesis Austin for a total of 14. 5 Sparkplugs in the scoring column. For the Edinburgh Lancers, Kaya Strevel started the game with a three-pointer. She has 3. Keena Strevel has 2, and Lily Goff 2 for 7 for the Edinburgh Lancers. Sparkplugs substitutes in Chloe Ellett, Audra Burrell, and also Alex Delisle. Once again, with the new rule this year, the team fouls will reset at the beginning of each quarter. The 2-shot bonus will start on the 5th foul of the quarter. Kaya Streve will bring it down. Edinburgh had a nice little set play there, but a pass goes out of bounds for the Lancer turnover. Lancers coming out here with the 2-2-1 press. And a steal. And I think most fouls are accidental, but that definitely was an accidental foul. Danielle Gavez. And that's Danielle's second foul, first on the team in the second quarter. Edinburgh running a little guard weave at the top of the key. Shot is missed by number 4, Kaya Strevel. Board comes off, nice pass underneath. Ball goes off at Lancer, will remain at the Speedway end. Chloe Ellett will be inbounding. Nice pass inside. Alex Delisle gets it out. Danielle Gavez at the top of the key. Looked like she was going to shoot a three-pointer, but walked. Lancers Lily Goff taking the ball out of bounds, receiving it back. Kaya Strevel on the miss. Rebound comes off to the Lancers. Strevel, the point guard, setting it up. Ball stolen by Galvez. Pass underneath. Alex Delisle. Make first points of the second quarter for either team. And we're going to get a reach-in foul, I think, in the backcourt by number 33, Audra Burrell. That is Audra's first foul. And at this time in Edinburgh taking a full timeout. That's the second of the game for the Lancers. Edinburgh, a 1A school, Johnson County, enrollment 228. Speedway won last year's meeting, 44-18. The last Edinburgh victory in this series was in 2017-18, which I believe was Coach Smith's first season with the Sparkplugs. Coach Smith in his 7th season here at Speedway with a 91-53 record. His 11th year overall coaching varsity basketball. And again, Dennis Smith for the Lancers in his first season with the Lancers. Lancers will be off now until after tonight. Till next Thursday, they'll be hosting Brown County. Billy Goff, the inbounder. Sparkplugs in a little bit of a man-to-man full court pressure. Kena Strevel all the way down the floor. Ball will bounce out and be handed over to the Sparkplugs. And I believe the call has been reversed. Ball will be given to the Lancers. Sparkplugs in a 2-3. Nice cut, good ball movement. Number 5. Kenzie Purvis on the three-pointer was good. Good ball movement by the Lancers. Pass intended for Burrell. I was going to say incomplete, but since it's a basketball, I'll say turnover. Once again, Plugs on the rebound. Right back to the top of the key. Alex Delisle decides to pull it out, run some offense. One 2-2 zone once again by the Lancers. Plugs moving around the perimeter. Good ball movement. Pass inside Delisle back. Albert Burrell on the miss. And we have a jump ball. Alex Delisle was tied up. Ball will remain with the spark plugs. Underneath. Number 32, Alex Delisle, in her 4th point of the quarter, brings the score to 18-10, Speedway. And we have a travel by the Lancers. Haley Clampett into the game. Haley in for number 33, Audra Burrell. Audra sits down, scoring 2 points, both in the first quarter. Speedway having no trouble passing the ball around the perimeter, having a little bit more difficulty getting inside. A lot of fight on the boards, but the ball comes off to Keena Strevel for the Lancers. Into the game also, Calissa Jackson-Dietzer. We got another turnover against the Lancers. Pass intercepted by the Lancers all the way down. Layup no good. Comes back, spark plugs on the run. Nice hesitation move. Ball falls off the rim. Shot is missed by Edinburgh. Rebound comes off to Alex Delisle, down to number 5 on a miss. Rebound Delisle. Spark Plugs continue to get offensive rebounds, but can't find the basket. Poyellet on a miss. Finally, Alex Delisle, her 6th point of the quarter, her 8th for the night, brings the score to 20-10 Speedway with 2 minutes 35 seconds to go till half. Good look by number 33, Maya Dotson, but it was a miss. Speedway setting up. Ball passed inside, intended for Clampett, was stolen. Number 12, Bella Turner on a miss. A rebound by the Plugs and a foul. Foul was on number 5, Kinsey Purvis. In the quarter, Spark Plugs have 2 team fouls. Edinburgh 1. Alex Delisle on the shot. Ball hung on her rim, but fell in the right direction. Alex's 8th point in the quarter. Foul was on number 20, Lily Goff. Alex made free throw. Ball is bounced out of bounds, will remain in the hands of the Lancers. Nice play, but intercepted by Chloe Ellen, and a nice pass. Mason Delisle. Delisle on the miss. The ball hit the bracing above the basket, will be out of bounds. 1:14 remaining till half. Speedway's 23, Lancers 10. Shot is missed by Edinburgh. Delisle thought about shot, passes. Three-point attempt, no good. Nice rebound by number 24, Haley Clampett. The third team foul for the Lancers. So neither team yet is in the bonus. Sparkplug's trying to get the ball inside. Edinburgh anticipating, great deflection, out of bounds. Nice pass inside. Burrell on a couple misses. The second one draws a foul. Foul was on Alex Trevel. Burrell will go to the line for two. Misses the first one. Audra's second shot is good. Candace Trevel back into the game for the Lancers. 30 seconds remaining to the half. Nice job of beating the press. Goff on a nice jump shot. Delisle fakes, passes Burrell, no good. Rebound. Clampett up for two. Haley Clampett. And that is the end of the first half of play with the score Speedway 26, Edinburgh 12. We'll be back in a little bit with the first half scoring for tonight's game. Welcome back to Pollard Gymnasium, where at halftime, Speedway leads Edinburgh 26-12. Scoring for the Sparkplugs in the first half, Alex Delisle with a big second quarter has 11 points, Danielle Gavez 5, Audra Burrell 3, Macy Delisle 3, Genesis Austin 2, Haley Clampett 2. So 6 players in the scoring column for Speedway. For the Lancers, 4 people in the scoring column. Kaya Strevel with 3 points. She opened the game with that 3-point shot. Keena Strevel with 2. Lily Goff with 4. And Kinsey Purvis with a 3-pointer in the second quarter for a total of 12. On the game, Edinburgh with 18 turnovers. Speedway with 7. Also on the game, Edinburgh 5 for 20 from the field, and Speedway 11 for 43. So the Sparkplugs getting up a lot of shots, and enough of them going in for a 14-point lead at halftime. Ball will be handed to Edinburgh to start the third quarter. Nice jump shot by Maya Dotson, but falls off the rim. And the ball will be handed to Edinburgh. Couple of missed shots. Rebound comes off to Audra Burrell. Reagan Henry on the advancement. Chloe Ellett setting up the offense for the Plugs. Henry on the miss. Rebound comes off to Burrell. Back to Henry. And good. Reagan Henry on a 2-pointer. Edinburgh doing a nice job of defeating the press. Not a lot of ball movement right now on the part of Edinburgh. Kaya Strevel on the 2-pointer layup. Reagan Henry again from the corner, no good. Rebound comes off to Alex Delisle, no good. Shot was blocked. Edinburgh on the attack. Speedway switching right now to a man-to-man defense. Coach Smith said before the game they set a lot of plays, a lot of sets. Nice isolation there. Foul was on number 10, Chloe Ellett. Kaya Strevel will go to the line to shoot 2. First one hits the front of the rim and bounces in. Strevel's 6-point on the night and make it 7. Once again, Plugs having not a lot of trouble passing around the perimeter. Nice drive by Alex Delisle. She's fouled on the shot. Foul was on number 20, Lily Goff. Alex Delisle will go to the line to shoot 2. First one is no good. Alex on the line for the night, 1 for 2. second one bounces off. Candace Strevel dribbling through the press was fouled. Foul was on Reagan Hendry, her second of the game. Long shot by Strevel, no good. Alex Delisle on a quick pass. Shot was no good by Galvez. Ball stolen by number 13, Keena Strevel. All the way and in for a pair. Strevel's 4th point on the night. Sparkplugs back on the attack. Henry's pass goes out of bounds. And Speedway taking a full timeout. So far in the third quarter, Edinburgh outscoring Speedway 6-2. Coach Smith wants to talk to his team. 5:09 remaining in the third quarter. Speedway 28, Edinburgh 18. Once again, Edinburgh with 3 victories on the season. They won at Crothersville, 47-33. They won against Hauser, 52-44, and Hagerstown, 55-27 in the tournament. And again, only one team in common, and it was very early in the season. Edinburgh losing to Ritter, Cardinal Ritter, and Speedway defeating Cardinal Ritter. Ball stolen. Galvez on the pass. Nice pass. Beautiful pass to Reagan Henry for 2. Henry's 4th point on the quarter. Sparkplugs really come out after that timeout, aggressive on the man-to-man full court press. Ball's deflected out of bounds by Galvez. Will stay with the Lancers. Miley Walton into the game, as is Genesis Austin. Once again, Coach Smith, a lot of substitution, as he always does. And that's going to be a 5-second count against the Lancers. Lead is 12. Nice pass inside to Delisle. Alex Delisle, no score, but Alex fouls in the backcourt.
Speedway foul, number 32.
Probably a little disappointed she didn't hit that jump shot. Happens a lot of times, especially in high school. That's 3 team fouls against the Sparkplugs. Edinburgh beats the press. Long 3-pointer, no good. And the ball goes off number 10. If you're like me, vision isn't the best. I have a hard time reading the red numbers on the black jerseys for the Lancers. Good ball movement by Speedway. Inside. Ball's deflected, stolen back by Delisle, and we're going to get a jump ball, I believe. And possession, points to Speedway. Pass all the way inside to Genesis Austin on the miss. Edinburgh comes down, and I think we have a foul. Going to be on number 14, Genesis Austin, limping a little bit. Genesis went for the steal. And that's going to be the 4th team foul on the spark plug. So on the next foul in this quarter, Edinburgh will be shooting 2 shots. Not very many free throw shots tonight. Spark plugs with only 7 attempts. Edinburgh with just 2 attempts. Delisle on the rebound, dribbles all the way down. Reagan Henry from the corner, no good. Rebound comes off to Maya Dotson. Maya, tallest player for Edinburgh, standing 6'1". She's a junior. She's averaging 4.2 points a game. Keena Strevel dribbling on the top. And the ball is stolen, but we're going to get a foul. And a foul is going to be on number 31, I believe, Miley Walton. And that's going to send Edinburgh to the line for the bonus, the last 2 minutes and 57 seconds to go in the quarter. Calissa Jackson-Dietzer into the game. Kaya Strevel goes to the line. She's 2 for 2 in this quarter. We'll make that 2 for 3.
Checking in for the Lancers, number 3, Alex Strevel.
Number 3, Alex Strevel into the game for the Lancers. Second shot by Kaya Strevel, no good. Rebound comes off to the Plugs. Jackson-Dietzer at the point right now. Nice pass to the inside, back out. Genesis Austin, beautiful offense. Pass inside, and Alex Delisle shot it right back out for a wide open. Ball is stolen, and we're going to get an offensive foul. Tough call.
Speedway foul for 31, Miley Walton.
Edinburgh having a little trouble against the press. Genesis Austin doing a nice job. However, a little bit too nice of a job. She used her elbow. And once again, the rest of this quarter, the Lancers are going to be at the line shooting 2 every time that the spark plugs foul. We've talked about it many times this year. It's a new rule.
On the line for the Lancers, Lily Goff.
Lily Goff going to the line to shoot a couple. First one is good. That's Lily's 5th point for the night. And the second one rolls off. Rebound, Alex Delisle. Pass inside, Delisle. Scores 2, her 13th on the night. Brings the score to 35-19 with about a minute and a half to go to the end of the quarter. Allie Walton doing a nice job as long as she doesn't reach, which I believe she just got caught reaching. Sparkplugs in this quarter seem to be a lot more aggressive, especially after the timeout that Coach Smith called a little bit ago. It was 25-18, or it's going to be 28-18. I think since that time, Sparkplugs have scored them 7-1. First free throw is good by Keena Strevel. A lot of free throws this quarter for the Lancers. And the second one is good. Lancers calling their third timeout for the night. For the quarter, the Lancers have shot 8 foul shots, making 5 of them. And really, this is the first game this year that I can remember where the bonus free throws have come into play to this extent. Edinburgh got into the bonus with almost 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And the Sparkplugs have been doing a lot of reaching on defense, which has resulted in fouls, which results in free throws. Once again, Speedway will be back in action Saturday here against Crawfordsville at 12:30. And after that, remaining schedule, Sheridan, Beech Grove, Western Boone, South Putnam, Lutheran, and Cascade. So a full array of games in the next 20 days. Pass is stolen on the full court press. It was a jump ball. Possession will go to the Lancers. Rebound comes off to Haley Clampett. Molly Walton on the pass goes out of bounds. In the quarter, Edinburgh up to this point, with 1:17 to go till the end of the third quarter, has only committed one team foul. Kaya Strevel down the sideline, into the corner. Not the best place to go, and steps out of bounds. Quickly down the floor. Galvez may have gotten by with the travel. Nice pass inside. And a good basket by Danielle Galvez, her 7th point of the night. Edinburgh, a lot of offensive rebounds there. And the last one was corralled by Keena Strevel, who was fouled. Foul was on Calissa Jackson-Dietzer. Keena Strevel goes to the line to shoot 2. Will be her 4th free throws of the quarter. That was her first miss. on the second. Haley Clampett on the rebound. Quickly down floor. Pass underneath, but stolen. And stolen back. And stolen back. And we have another reach-in foul. A lot of reach-in fouls tonight for the Sparkplugs. And I believe that one was on Danielle Gavez. And that's Danielle's third foul. Free throw is good. Kenna Strevel again on the line. This is going to be her 6th free throw attempt of the quarter. She's 3 for 5. And now she's 4 for 6. 9.5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Half-court pass. Galvez on the dribble, passes. And it ended up perfectly as Haley Clampett gets the basket at the buzzer. It's Haley's 4th point of the evening. And with the end of the third quarter, Speedway leads Edinburgh 39-23. The individual scoring after the third quarter, Alex Delisle leads the Sparkplugs with 13. Danielle Gavaz with 7. Genesis Austin 5. Haley Clampett 4. Macy Delisle 3. Audra Burrell 3. And for the Lancers, Keena Strevel with the free throws in the third quarter has 8 points. Kaya Strevel 7, Lily Goff 5, and Kenzie Purvis 3. And the ball to start the fourth quarter will go to the Sparkplugs. Once again, 39-23 Speedway. Half-court press quickly passed inside. Nice job by Speedway getting the ball to Haley Clampett, who was fouled. Haley will go to the line shooting 2. First one is off the back of the rim, no good. Second one really missed about the same way. And the ball will go off Speedway to Edinburgh. Speedway falls back now, takes the press off. Looks like an aggressive zone defense. Edinburgh trying to solve this defense. Ball stolen by Jackson Deeser. Missed layup by Molly Walton, and quickly Edinburgh down. Ball is deflected out of bounds by Austin. Once again, Edinburgh having a hard time figuring out this defense. A lot of dribbling on the perimeter. Shot is up and missed. Rebound, Clampett. Quick passing around. A nice pass to Dennis Austin. No good. She gets her own rebound. Shot by Molly Walton off the rim. The next dead ball will have a lot of substitutions into the game for both teams. And a steal by Galvez. And a nice pass. Molly Walton, nice pass from Danielle Galvez, giving herself up. Runs the score to 41-23, 5:50 remaining in the game. That was the first points of the quarter by either team. Pass is stolen by Clampett. Clampett on the drive went off of Edinburgh, and we have wholesale substitutions into the game. All 5 players for Speedway. Reagan Henry will be in the game. Chloe Ellett will be in the game. Alex Delisle. Audra Burrell will be in the game. And Macy Delisle. Henry from the corner, no good. Rebound comes off, but stolen by Spark Plugs, Chloe Ellett. I believe that went off of Edinburgh. Number 44, Maya Denton, into the game for the Lancers. And back up and in for Alex Delisle. Alex's 15th point on the night. Kaya Strebel almost double dribbled. She gets the ball back. Three-pointer no good. Rebound. Audra Burrell. Boyella tries to dribble the lane. Has it stolen. Stolen right back. And Burrell shoots no good, but a foul by Reagan Henry. Reagan's 6th point of the night. A lot of action there, a lot of hard work for an easy shot. Kaya Strevel on the three-pointer, no good. It's a 30-second timeout, and I believe that was taken by Edinburgh, which would be their 4th of the game. Once again, Alex Delisle leads the Plugs in scoring tonight with 15. Keena Strevel is leading the Lancers in scoring with 8. We have 3:39 to go in the game. And Edinburgh so far in this quarter has not scored. Speedway has scored 6. Coach Smith playing all 10 players tonight. Again, our first game back after the Christmas vacation, as it was with Edinburgh. So we knew there would be a little rest tonight. It's a steal. And we're going to get a push foul, I believe. And that was on Reagan Henry. That is the Sparkplugs' first foul of the quarter. Nice up and under move, but no good. 3 shots. Finally, we're going to get a foul, I believe. Addison Crawhorn into the game for the Lancers. Nice pass underneath. Ball reversed. Into the lane. Alex Delisle. And 1. Coach Smith talking earlier in the game about this time of year where seniors, time to play well, and they certainly are tonight. Alex's free throw is good. That's her 18th point on the evening. Speedway is falling back now with a 25-point lead. Almost stolen by Delisle. Chloe Ellett, a lot of hard-nosed defense resulted in a turnover. Macy Delisle in the corner shot, no good. Ball is stolen by Reagan Hendry. All the way, no good. Rebound comes off to Audrey Burrell. Audrey's 5th point of the night. Long three-pointer, no good. Saved by the Lancers, but basket is good by Macy Delisle. Macy's 5th point of the night. And with 1:30 to go, Speedway leads 52-33. Sparkplugs staying in their zone. Quick pass inside. Maya Dotson. And I have that for Maya's first 2 points of the night. Reagan Henry from the corner, no good. Ball tipped around, brought down by Edinburgh. Shot by Dotson, no good. Haley Clampett into the game for Alex Delisle. Once again, Alex on the night with 18 points. Ball's out of bounds to the Plugs. We have 40 seconds remaining. Pass all the way inside. Clampett. Have to change my scorecard here. Haley's 6th point of the night. Shot missed. Board comes off to the Plugs, and I believe they're going to dribble this out. Spark Plugs record is going to go to 8-5 with a 54-25 win over the Edinburgh Lancers. Real quickly, scoring tonight for the Spark Plugs. 8 players in the scoring column tonight for Speedway, led by Alex Delisle with 18. Danielle Gavez was 7. Reagan Henry was 6. Audra Burrell 5. Macy Delisle 5. Genesis Austin 5. Haley Clampett 6. And Miley Walton 2. For the Lancers, Kaya Strevel 7. Keena Strevel 8. Lily Goff with 5. Maya Dotson with 2. And Kenzie Purvis with 3. We are going to be back here, I think, in a little bit with a talk to Coach Smith, I believe. Until then, Spark Plugs singing the school fight song in the middle of the floor. We'll be right back.
This is Tom Smith, and we are back here at Morris Pollard Gymnasium, Speedway, Indiana, where tonight the Lady Spark Plugs got a 54-25 win over the Edinburgh Lancers. I'm here with Coach Joe Smith, the girls varsity basketball coach here at Speedway. And, Coach, let's start talking about your view of tonight's game, first of all.
Defensively, I thought in 2 quarters we played really well. We held them to 5 points in the second quarter. They didn't score their first basket of the fourth quarter until about 1:09 to go. So I was really happy with that defensive effort. And, we went to a 2-3 zone. I think some teams get confused because we're so aggressive in it. So we almost teach it like it's a matchup. Who am I matching up to? And we tell our wings to just kind of gamble and stuff. And I think that bothered them a little bit. I thought Alex, I thought Audrey were very good on the boards tonight. They both had 12 rebounds tonight. As a team, we only turned the ball over about 12 times, so that was a good thing. That was a step in the right direction. Going into tonight, we were averaging 17 a game, so that was much better. I kind of told our assistant coaches on the bench, I'm kind of happy they kind of let some fouls go because I really feel like when we go to our sectional site, if you got to play the home team, it's going to be physical. We talked in the locker room with our girls, the deeper you get in the tournament, the less likely they are to call fouls, and I thought our girls kind of got caught up in that for a little bit early, but then they kind of let that go and they weren't retaliating. They were just trying to play hard, and I just thought that was a really good thing that I was happy with. So those were positives. Obviously we didn't shoot the ball very well from the free throw line. Those are things that we work on every day, and it's just sometimes it's just a mind thing with our kids. We got girls that just shoot. We do free throw games, or I stand and watch them when we're getting water and shooting free throws, and they hit them. They don't miss them. But then they get in a game and they miss them. And I think it's a mental thing. Now, as a coach, you can't dwell on that because then they start worrying about it. Yeah. But it's, that was something that obviously we need to continue to get better at. I thought Alex started off slow offensively, but I thought she picked it up because she went – Kyle looked at me at one point, Brown on the bench, he goes, I don't think she scored yet. But, some of that is they let fouls go when better teams are playing teams that aren't. And that's no knock against them, but we start 5 seniors, and there's not many teams around the area that start 5 seniors, and, and you bank on them to lead you in tough times and adversity. And I thought we did that well in some situations. I called timeout at one point, and I challenged them, and they came back out and they responded. I think even a year ago or maybe even a month or so ago, they wouldn't have responded. So they kind of, took that. I thought that was a good leadership thing for them. So, held them to 25 points. They're averaging a little more than that, not much more, but we held them below that. We scored 54 points, and we're only averaging about 51, so that's good.
One of the tough things is I watched the game, and I wasn't able to be up here with Ron, obviously, doing the game, but I know that your girls had to know what their record was, how well they had done. Yep. And I think as a coach, unless you've coached, nobody understands the difficulty of getting girls to believe no matter what happens, they're capable of beating you.
Yeah.
Not just at high school girls basketball. It happens in college football. It happens in basketball. The favorite doesn't always win. Yep. And sometimes, the Boston Celtics beat the Pacers by 51 the first time they played them, and the Pacers beat them the second time. Yep. It's tough getting a team ready when your team, particularly with 5 seniors who've been around and know who was there last year and so on.
Yep.
What do you try to do to say we got to be prepared? I think that's one of the toughest things in coaching to do.
It is, and you can't do anything about it, and I show my age when I say this, but it's social media. Back in the day, I'd pull open a newspaper and see, but it's still tough because they know. Even though we never told them what their record was, when we did the scouting report, we took the record off there for a reason. But they obviously knew after last season what we did to them, they weren't very good last year. I think they're a little better than they were last year. But you asked, what do we do? So about a week ago, we did a goal-setting session. And I said, all right, here's where we are in the season. Here's what we've done so far in the conference. Here's where the sectional teams are. Here's who we still have left to play. Where do you think we can get to? And so I said, I want you to come up with 2, 3, whatever goals as a team. And I let them – we did that in the classroom, and they just kind of congregated together. And I said, somebody write them down and give them to me. So I took those, and their number one goal is to win the sectional. They want to be sectional champs. I feel like this group has put some pressure on themselves, and that's not always a good thing. But they are seniors, and they've been through sectional,
Right.
These girls, our senior class, played in the last sectional championship game we were in at Indian Creek. So, they know what that environment's like, being on the road and playing that. But anyway, their number one goal is to win the sectional. Number 2 was they want to win 15 or more games this season. I said, well, okay. Well, if we win 15 going into the section, that means you can't lose between now and the sectional. But you could be in the sectional and still get that. But, so that was a goal they thought they could get. We talked about the conference. We've given up hope that we could win the conference because the team that beat us is in number 1, and they're not going to get beat. Even if they do get beat, it's a tiebreaker, and they beat us. So they said, we want to be second in the conference. And we still play. And they said, we want to beat Beech Grove, we want to beat Lutheran, and we want to beat Cascade. So we play Beech Grove next week, and we play the other 2 the last week of the regular season. And then we have team goals that we try to meet. We have 8 team goals that we try to meet each game. And they're like, well, in the season, we're meeting 5 of those right now. And they said, we want to meet 6 or more of those for the season. So what I did was I wrote those up on the board in the locker room, and I told them tonight, I said, that's going to stay up there the rest of the season. So every time you get ready to go to practice, every time you go out on the floor for a game, you warm up, everything you're doing is to try to meet those 4 goals. And you have to remind kids of that stuff because otherwise they don't they don't remember that.
Right.
So I think part of that is keeping that. And I tell them, I said, if you can just strive for that much growth every day, everybody, then, man, think about how much better our team will be at the end of the year. So I guess that's how you keep them focused. I kind of added on to that, but I don't want them to put too much pressure on themselves. Because sometimes kids do that. You get in a big game like a sectional championship, you lose, and then all of a sudden, and I always tell them, your worth is not in winning or losing basketball games. This is like a little speck of your life that you're playing basketball. So don't, we want to win. We want to be competitive. I thought our kids responded well tonight to that, especially in some adversity that happened. So, it's tough, but, I just don't want that. Get in that game, they put so much pressure on themselves. So I've purposely
that they play differently than what they would.
Right, and I told our assistants, we can write that on the board. They're going to see it, and they thought that was a good idea to put it on the board, but we can't harp on that.
Yeah,
those are the goals. They're there. They're on the scouting reports that we're doing now. It's every scouting report we are doing from here on out have those goals on it. That's enough that they see it, and that way. You just want them to play loose, when you get in that situation. So it's tough to keep kids motivated and fired up and everybody can play well against good teams.
Yeah.
So I think when we play next week against Sheridan, they're a really good team. Beech Grove's that same week, they're a good team. Cascade's there are some good teams that we're going to play between here and before the sectional rolls around. So, but I think with the senior group, I feel pretty confident in where they're at mentally. And, they take some things personal, and I said, that's okay.
Yeah.
Take some things personal. We talked about pictures on the wall today, and, I said, most people aren't going to remember individual players, but they're going to remember the 23-24 team. And I said, that's what you need to think about. And they respond. I thought they understood. I really, sometimes kids kind of daze off when you're talking to them, but they were pretty focused in the locker room after the game, and we talked about that and said it's a win, and we move on, and we try to correct the things we didn't do very well tonight and be better at those on Saturday against Crawfordsville.
And that's next question. You led me right into it. Talk to me a little bit about what you know right now about your next home game, which is this Saturday. It'll be another TV game. Talk to me a little quickly about it.
Crawfordsville's down. They haven't won much. They've got a new coach. They're trying to build again, but they've got some decent players. My fear is, like you said, I hope our kids don't look at the record. They play a lot of zone. I don't know if I'd say they're similar to the team we played tonight, but that's really what they play. They're predominantly a half-court zone team. So, they're trying to – the great equalizer in basketball is, zone, and it slows the pace of the game down. But I feel like our girls do a good job of knowing in our zone we're aggressive in it.
Right.
So it doesn't –
which is different than –
They don't have that mindset.
Right.
So they still catch the ball and they steal it, and, man, we are going. So so zones used to worry me. Knock on wood, that doesn't come back and bite me. But we've played pretty well. We practice. It's so interesting because, you talk to all these coaches, and what do they spend most of their time on in practice? Man-to-man offense. Because you just assume people – and a few years back, I just said, gosh, we're not playing well against zones. So every day, whether we are playing a team that's getting ready to zone us or not, we'll take about 8 to 10 minutes every day in practice, and we'll go against zone. And we work on half-court stuff. I told Coach Probst that, every day I said, at some point, girls, I said, somebody's going to stop our transition game. And that's happened to us. And earlier this season that happened, and we didn't know what to do. Yeah. So now we've really focused on just having the ball 5 or 6 times in a row. Brown, you're going to have it 5 or 6 times in a row. We're going to see how many points you can score in those 5 possessions or 6 possessions. And then we flip it. So we make it a competitive thing with our girls. So I think that, that like going back to what you asked about what they're going to play zone, we'll start working a little bit on that tomorrow. We'll do a lot of shooting tomorrow. Our shooting is starting to creep up a little bit better from the field than it was. We're not too far off where our season goal is, which is to shoot 40% or better from the field. It's not where we want it to be, but it's better than it was this time last year. I always compare that and look back because we have pretty much the same team. So Crawfordsville play some zone. We're going to do – it's pretty much – I know it's boring to say, but it's really what are we going to – the stuff that we do, we just have to be good at. Man-to-man, full court pressure. We'll mix in some presses and those types of things. So Coach Jennings has watched Crawfordsville more than any coach has on staff up to this point. And we talked a little bit tonight in the locker room, and we'll spend between 10 and 20 minutes tomorrow against zone offense, and we'll work on that.
I want to make a comparison here. I know my son, Chad, played for Ron Probst. And when I asked him what he thought about Mr. Probst as a coach, he said we never went into a game where we didn't know what to do. Sometimes we weren't tall enough or fast enough or good enough to, when you're playing some of the elites, we weren't good enough to win. But we never were surprised or didn't know what to do. And I would say this about your teams, the same thing is true. Your girls, when you just mentioned a minute ago about we practice on a zone, most coaches probably don't do that. And so kudos to you. Like I thought that was a powerful thing that Chad said about Coach Probst's basketball team. We never were surprised. We sometimes didn't have the ability to do what we needed to do, but we never were surprised and out-coached because we didn't know what to do. And
I feel like having played for him, I feel like that's something I try to make more cognizant of our coaching staff and myself is it's almost like you don't have enough minutes in practice to do everything, and you have to balance that. But I never want to go into a game where our kids don't know what that other team might be doing. And I feel like scouting reports help with that, but, not just a scouting report or in film when we're watching. Like, we're talking about here's where number 4 plays and here's what she's going to do and here's where the post player, you got to turn her to her left shoulder. And, our kids are pretty in tune to that. And it's nice because even our younger kids now, I'm hearing them in practice and in the game tonight even, they're talking. I can hear them saying, there she is over there, there she is. So that's good. It's like beating your head into the wall sometimes, saying tough to kids, but they're listening. Well, I know that you really, really like this basketball team, and that makes a difference, too, in who you're dealing with when you come to practice each day to try to get them that 1% better every day or whatever. It does. We've got to – I know coaches say that, but we really have a good group of kids. Kids that are after the semester one, they're not just good basketball players or good students. Our team GPA was 3.8 at the end of the semester. I mean, we got kids that I watch them when we're out in the community and holding doors open for people, and those aren't things that I'm telling them to do, but that starts at home, and their parents have done a good job, and our parents are supportive.
Yeah.
I've been with some teams where parents have meddled and tried to talk, what are you doing this for? Our parents don't do that. They just let us go. And that's a tribute to them, and there's a reason why our kids are such good kids, because their parents have raised them that way, and it's fun to be around them.
Well, I know that 4 of the girls you have on the team are in the top 10.
They are.
In the senior class, and that's got to be a real rarity for a high school basketball team, boys or girls, to have that kind of intelligence, and the 3.8 speaks to that. Well, Coach, thanks a lot. We will see you and be back here Saturday at 12 o'clock for or 12:30, excuse me, for the girls' varsity game against the Crawfordsville Lady Athenians. And we will talk to you then before the game starts and after the game starts. We appreciate your time.
No problem. Happy to do it.
Once again, this is Tom Smith along with Coach Joe Smith. We'd like to thank Brian Pierce, Bill P., Henry Johnson, people from SCTV for bringing this to you tonight. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.